any other successful example of companies who have rolled out a wellness culture, not to their guests, but also to their internal guests, their employees?
So I think, well, let's just touch on Mandarin Oriental and Jeremy's rollout of that. I think one of the big advantages that Mandarin have got is that they've always had a strong belief in wellness. That was even prior to my joining them. It got stronger when I joined, and it's getting stronger now. Jeremy's there and delivering his brand of experiences on it. But one of the people that does not get spoken about very often on public circles is a lady called Andrea Lomas, because Andrea is the head of operations for Mandarin Oriental. So she reports to Jeremy, and she's been doing that even before I joined. Andrea was there, and Andrea very much has embraced taking on the mantle of leading wellness for the employees. And that's how they've managed to do that. So they've got a champion that leads it and embraces it. So fantastic company, very good example for you to give. Now, you will find that most big hotel corporations will say, yeah, but we're also doing that. We also have our welfare for our employees. And often that's true. They do have a manifesto or a company policy or whatever you want to call it that outlines welfare for the employees. Perhaps the difference between those companies and the example you gave for Mandarin Oriental is that Mandarin Oriental is fairly consistent, whereas in a big company such as the Intercontinentals, the Marriotts, and the Accor to that extent, it is very much down to the individual GM whether they want to embrace the company policy, whether they want to give it attention. And as I said, Andrea is a champion for delivering that with Mandarin Oriental. And in every one of these operations, you need a champion. You need somebody that's going to lead it. So if the GM leads it, and there are some great GMs out there that really do believe in this and do deliver that, then it will happen. And in fact, it'll happen with or without a company policy, quite frankly. It's just good leadership skills. I think there are examples out there. Six Senses are a very good example of delivering that. Again, why? Because they're a small company, relative terms, and they've been able to dedicate people that are already coming from a wellness background anyway, that can deliver that and instigate that throughout. So I think that hopefully that answers your question. Everybody is doing it. It's at what value are they doing it, or what level are they doing it, and how consistent are they at delivering it?
Yeah, and I think you touched on something that's very important also for our audience, is the fact that you need a champion, you need an ambassador, you need somebody to take ownership of a program.
Absolutely.
And really go for it.
Totally.
Thank you,
You need
Andrew.
a champion, and I mean that. Well, I think one of the secrets of my success and criticism I get from all my colleagues is I don't do any work. Well, I don't, because I get all the best people I can possibly find and get them to do the work. And all I do is try and steer them in the right direction. I think what you do is you try and find champions, and you try and encourage those champions to become champions. And if you do that, the movement is enormous.
Absolutely, and we have quite a few with the World Wellness Weekend. It's fantastic to see that general managers of, for instance, 5 Elements in Bali, John T. Nielsen is an absolute champion, not just in his brand, but also reaching out to others on the island to make a stand. Hilton Lipkin, also general manager for Fusion Resort in Vietnam, is now reaching out to all the GMs of the brand, but also reaching out of his brand to encourage, so that there's really a wellness movement. So you are right, champions.
Jean-Guy, it is champions, because you'll find that those names you mention will take that philosophy to whichever company they go to.